All right, everyone. How you doing? So we have some. I picked up some commissions this weekend. I was working a small comic book convention, but I have some commissions to complete and send out. We have three. It's a Swamp Thing, Doctor Doom, and then there's a character from a video game that I'm unfamiliar with. But that's what we have going on today. I have little stuff growing off of him. Oh, like. I used to I used to love Swamp Thing when I was a kid. They had that live action movie for Swamp Thing. I don't know when it was released, but it was out around the time I was a kid. So date myself there. Um, in hindsight, that movie is violent as fuck, dude. just realized my smudge tool, I believe, is still packaged in my convention gear, which is all the way in the living room. Do I have any smudge tools here? So I just came back from a working an artist table at a, small comic book convention. So these are some commissions I picked up there. A Swamp Thing, a Doctor Doom, and this other character that I'm unfamiliar with, a video game character. Cool design, I'm just unfamiliar with it. So we're going to do all three of those here tonight. It shouldn't take too long. I'm really tired though, so I'm moving a little slower than normal. But we'll get it done regardless, so. So this whole thing is done with a, 2B graphite pencil. I had a realization this weekend. I was normally use like a 4 or 6H to do like an under sketch, and then kind of going with a 2, and then going with a 9 after that. And I just realized I just do the whole fucking thing in 2. 2 smudge. That's all it takes. It's overcomplicating things. All this is going to get smudged anyway. I'm just kind of laying down some spots. Um, so it could look a little messy right now because once we smudge it all together, it'll look fine. All right, I left my smudge tools in my luggage from when I went to the convention this weekend. So let me go grab that stuff real quick. I just can't believe I left them in there. So it'll be like 3 minutes. I'm just gonna go run to my bags and go get them, and then we'll continue. All right, back. Got all my tools. I totally did just leave them Yeah, my bad. Um, I- draw so well. Samuel, thank you. I appreciate that. Hopefully you could hear me okay. Okay. So we will be using. So we're using a just graphites, just red pencils, nothing special. So we'll be using 2B, which is like my favorite universal. Like it's like the perfect shade of darkness to get details, but it's light enough so that if you need to erase something, you can get rid of it. So we'll hit this with a smudge tool, and then I have my. Well, I don't know where my electric eraser went, so we're just gonna use the big eraser. So we'll go in with the bigger smudge tool, just to kind of get more surface area. So for anyone who's just tuning in, I picked up a couple of commissions this weekend. I was working an artist table at a small comic book convention. Um, so we have a Swamp Thing, a Doctor Doom, and the third commission that we're going to do tonight. It's a video game character that I'm actually not familiar with, but these are pretty simple. You can get, you just kind of do the outline or the silhouette of the character once you figure out the pose in your head, and then you block in your shading like I did here, and then you can use the smudge tool. Always start with a big smudge tool first. Just kind of blend everything in. Now this is Swamp Thing, so there's going to be a lot of like little textures along his body because he's made of like he's earth, right? He's like a walking plant. If you're doing like a more human character, you're not gonna put this much like small textures into the body. But yeah. So we'll start with the big smudge tool, and then you just gradually move on to the smaller smudge tool. So usually I'll go there, and then to that one, and then after that, if there's any small details I need to add, I'll just honestly I'll just take a mechanical pencil, just put it in. And then you could use an electric eraser to, excuse me, add in some highlights. But Swamp Thing, so I don't really think we'll be needing some highlights on here. But are we in focus? Or can we be more in focus? I think that's better. Recently, you're only using fine liner pens. Nice. Yeah, I'm actually primarily a an ink artist as well. I do work with Copic marker, and well, I mainly use Sakura multi-liners, but they're all kind of the same. The only thing I don't like, I like the Copic multi-liners. The only thing I like their performance. What I don't like is that you can't refill them afterwards. And I can never ever, as much as I can never I can never stand behind pens that you can't refill. You know, actually, brush pens are my preferred tool. Actually, um, yeah, but like not just the bristles on a brush pen, but like the nibs on multi-liners, fine liner pens. They will outlast the ink that's inside of it. So to me, to not offer an option to remove the rear cap for refilling on a multi-liner or fine liner, to not offer a refill option on it is crazy. That's why I can never recommend those. Yeah. Excuse me. That's why I can never recommend the non-refillable ones, because there are a lot of options out there for really nice, line pens and technical pens that are refillable. So anyway, that's just where I'm at with it. It's because I'm like cheap. I should. So what kind of stuff do you are you drawing lately? Busy with college stuff. Yeah, take care of all that. Artwork will wait for you afterwards. I didn't start drawing until I was 25, so you got time. Wait, that would mean that college kind of just started, right? It's been a while since I've taken courses for anything. It's that time of the year where people are just kind of getting started with their courses, right? Ivan in the Twitch chat, what's up? Yeah, this is a commission. I was working a convention this weekend, which is one of the reasons we actually didn't do the 12-hour spooky stream like we were supposed to. I was so tired from the convention. I just ended up oversleeping the whole, like, I slept like, dude, I stayed in so late. And then I was just like, I'm so beat. There's no way I'd survive a 12-hour stream like in that current condition. You know why? You know why? Because the convention I was at, small event, so it wasn't in like a fancy venue, right? And it, like they had all the doors open to outside. Um, Not enough doors so that there's like good air circulation, but they had enough doors open so that they could let a bunch of heat in, and they weren't running the AC at all. I was like, I was like drenched in sweat, which is not a big deal. Like I'm not like a little crybaby about it. But I, I definitely, it definitely taxed me. I was like, I was like wet to the touch. Like my entire top was just like soaked. Um, so at the con, it wasn't really that big of a deal. It was definitely hot and uncomfortable, but wasn't a big deal. Afterwards, I just realized how tired I was afterwards, and I'm like, this is because it was so hot, and I'm super dehydrated. So anyway, a bit of a rough morning for me. So yeah, so I have um, Swamp Thing, Doctor Doom, and then there's another character that we have to do. So we have three commissions to do today. Hey, we're gonna start the Inktober streams tomorrow. That'll be fun. Not normally not really big on Inktober. Just it's kind of a gimmick, but I want to farm some engagement. So yeah, promised my wife that I'd put a little bit more effort into engagement and the social media stuff, and so yep, we got Inktober coming up. You can only imagine you went to a 4-day comic festival and you're beat. Oh my god, 4 days. Yeah, I did. I've done a couple of 4 days this year. Um, like it, you kind of just go into like zombie mode during it, right? You're just like, all right, day one is cool, but 2 and 3 just kind of blur, and then before you know it, you're at day 4, and you're just like, what the fuck happened? Like, what day is it? Like, where am I? You know? If you have an animation job, fucking October. I need to use Inktober for my job. How's everything with your animation job? As in, like, how's the workload been lately? Are you are you on any kind of a serious like crunch right now, or is it pretty chill? A bit tedious because you drew so many wings for this one. Slow down for the festival. Well, I hope you had fun at the festival though. 4 days. That's a lot. But you know what? I haven't been an attendee at like a festival or convention in a very very long time. Sometimes I think, man, that would be like amazing. That would be so fun. Just just go around and like enjoy myself. Remember enjoying yourself? Do you remember what that is? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Chris don't. I also watched Transformers 1. Oh, I heard it was good. There's only one other person. Yeah, okay. When I go to the movies, I'm a big movie goer. When I go, it's always on like middle of the day on a weekday, right? Because of my job, I feel like I should be taking advantage of the fact that I can go on a weekday, middle of the day. And that's like my favorite, dude. When there's like nobody else in there. Isn't it the best? Or okay, there's not a lot of people in there, but they want to sit close to you. Or you guys are like in the same row, but there's like nobody else in the theater. You're like, what are you fucking doing, dude? Like, I was here first. Valeria in the YouTube chat. Hey, how's it going? I'm doing well. Yeah, this is a just a little commission for a I picked up at a convention that I worked this weekend. So yeah, these aren't crazy expensive commissions or anything. These are fun little projects. So we're not like I'm already taking a little bit more time than I normally would for one of these commissions, but I never get a Swamp Thing. I never get to draw Swamp Thing. So I'm just kind of enjoying this one. The next commission we're going to be moving on to in a couple of minutes is Doctor Doom. So that'll be fun. I think I've done. I don't know how many Doctor Dooms I did this week. I think I did. I think I did 2 on site already for Doctor Doom. So I know it's one of those. Sometimes I have conventions that I work where I'll just get the same character. I'll get like 4 or 5 of the same character, and then I will never see that character again, um, for like months. So this is one of those ones. I'm gonna get a bunch of Doctor Dooms right now, and then I'm not gonna get any Doom commissions for like a year. And hold on, I need to find my electric eraser so we can kind of clean them up a little bit. We'll clean them up later. Fuck it, we'll worry about that later. Let's go ahead and move on to Doctor Doom. The question is, did you study art? Yeah, I don't have formal training. I didn't go to like art school. Um, Everything I learned was from the internet and books, but books that I bought based off of recommendations of people who I talked to on the internet. So yeah, when I started drawing, I already had student loans from another thing from back in the day, and I just like I can't go to like I can't go to proper school for this because I was already in debt. So, but I mean everything is online anyway. Anything you want to learn, you could find online. So it's not really a okay. So he has a particular. Let's get all this out. Oh my god, so messy today. Excuse me. Hold on. Let me sort my shit out over here. There. For the stream, I like to just put that over there. You're in a similar boat. You finish. Okay. Yeah, I have formal training in I was an auto mechanic. So that's where I had my formal training. Okay. So we have Doctor Doom, but he has a specific pose that he wants for his Doom. Um, okay. Okay, hold on. I just noticed something. I need to fix something here. You probably can't see because of the glare from the like the camera and the lighting and stuff, but what I'm doing, I'm just cleaning up a little bit of the like darkening up some of the areas that I want more, added a little bit more volume. Just little things. And then whenever it is, I find my electric eraser, which I still have packed in my convention luggage that I clearly didn't unpack when I got home. Once I find that, I'll clean up the edges and add in some highlights or something on the body. Okay. So the question is, any tips for beginner artists, like where to start? I think the easiest way is try and figure out like where you want to end and then go backwards. So like, um, you know, like reverse engineering. So it's like, if just hypothetically, if you wanted to work for a particular company and you want to do something specific for them. Let's say you wanted to work for a video game company, and you want to do um, like splash art for them. Then you got to look at what they want, and then kind of be like, okay, well, I need to learn how to do this and this and this and this, you know. Um, yeah, I think direction is kind of where a lot of people stumble. They're like, oh, I just want to get better at drawing. Like, that doesn't mean anything. It's like, do you want to get better at like um, gesture? Do you want to get good at color? Like, so I think if you can narrow down what you want to get better at, will probably be the best thing you could do as a beginner. Instead of being like, well, I just want to get better at drawing. I just want to get better at art. It's too vague. It's gonna be really hard. Does that make sense? So kind of just figure out what you ultimately want to do, or you want to be good at, and then just kind of go backwards from there and make a list of things that you need to get better at, and then just start chipping away at it. A lot of people will tell you, like, a lot of people will tell beginner artists, like, here's a list of like everything that you need to start working on. And I'm just like, that's so overwhelming for someone who's new. Like, if you're brand new to art and you ask somebody for help, and there's like, here's a list of all this shit. Proportions, gesture, anatomy, just anatomy as a broad term and not giving you specifics. And then they're like, color as a broad term and not giving you specifics. Composition, broad term, they're not telling you like how, like, that's why that shit doesn't work. It's up to you to decide what you want to get good at. And then just work on those things. Because as the years go on, you're going to slowly be forced to practice everything anyway, gradually. And then it's never going to end. Like, you're always going to be practicing. Yeah, you're always going to be practicing. There's always going to be something new that you're going to have to learn. So, hope that makes sense. What else? Oh yeah, be patient. Just be patient as you learn. That's another thing. People be tripping out here, man. Like, I know, I do. Like, I'll get impatient with the learning process. Okay, so this next one we're gonna work on is Doctor Doom. The client did have a specific like pose, did want a specific look for this Doctor Doom. So the pose for this Doctor Doom is actually very, very similar to another Doctor Doom commission that I did yesterday at the convention. It's like what prompted him to. He's like, "Oh, I love that." So I did a Doom commission yesterday at the convention, and he came by. He's like, "Oh, that was sick. That's sick. Is that for sale?" It's like, "Nah, this is somebody else's." Oh, on a commission, just like that one. Like, all right, man. I said, let me take it home. I could take a little bit more time on it because you do commissions at conventions and you're always kind of rushed, or you're like distracted, or you do it at the hotel after the show and you're fucking tired. Hobbit, what's going on? I suppose it'll be easier. Valerie says in the YouTube chat says, I suppose it'll be easier when you have a foundation, but in the start, I find it very hard to study these things because you can't really apply them to stuff on your own. Yeah, that's what like, and it's been so long that it's hard. I do my best to try to remember what it was like because I've been drawing for like 11 years now, right? And it's just I try to remember what it was like back then, and I remember it's very overwhelming because there's just so much information, and that was like back in the day. Can you imagine? I can't imagine now with all the crap information that's put out there, the content that's out there now. Crazy. Like it's like trying to figure out like good workout routines. Like there's just so much crap out there. Um, well, I mean, you could always do. Well, I guess you could always do studies of people. You should be doing studies of people that you like. There's another way to go about it. Is you could find artists who do particular things that you like. So, for example, I had a big phase where I was really into industrial design, which I still am. Like I'm still really good at drawing. I'm better at drawing machinery and stuff like that than organic stuff. So there are artists who I like, or artists who were doing things that I really admired. Like they excelled at particular things. So I would contact them and ask them for direction on where I could learn particular things. I would never hit up an artist and ask them if they could help me because they're usually I assume they're busy, and I don't know, it just seems like I seem like you're more likely to get a response from an artist if you're just like, hey, I like what you do. Can you direct me to where I can learn how you did X thing, right? So through that, I've been directed towards books, and very helpful. That's how I kind of determined which books to buy for myself. Was I asked artists who were better at the things that I like, and they would direct me. But I feel like if I approached those artists and said, "Hey, can you help me? Can you give me a specific advice?" They wouldn't even. We probably wouldn't even respond. They'd be like, "Man, fuck this guy." Swipe left. No, but master studies are good. I used to I used to sit and watch Art Germ. I don't know if he still live streams because I don't really sit and absorb content anymore. But back when Art Germ was still live streaming, I used to sit there and just kind of watch him, like how he did brush strokes, just like the way like the mouse, not the mouse, the cursor was moving. Like I used to sit there and watch that. So anyway, my point is, yeah, copying art from people, other artists that you appreciate or admire. Very good. Definitely need to do that. Um, always use reference when you study. Always. It's like trying to learn how to tie your shoe, without wearing any shoes, and you know what I mean. Like, oh, Orenishi, what's up? You watch? Oh, the like my freestyles from back in the day. I can still do those. I just they got kind of not boring, but like I needed to expand and do different things because I was just doing that for so long. No, you're not intruding. That's what you got me here. It's good to ask questions. You got me here already, right? That's one of the points of the live streams is you can just ask me. You don't have to wait for me to like respond to a comment or an email on like social media or whatever. Um, yeah, can you say like even me trying to describe where to go, like how to start, like direction wise, it's hard for me to just describe it. So yeah, if you're feeling a bit lost, it's because there's a lot. What the fuck is this hand that I'm doing? This fucking spider ass. Good thing that we're working in pencil. Hey, y'all know that like if I was doing this with a brush pen, this hand would have been on point like right away. I've noticed that when I have pencil and I have the option to like erase, I do not worse work. I do No, it's worse. I do worse work. If this was with the brush pen like normal, you guys have seen, right? This shit would have been a wrap. This whole drawing would have been a wrap already. So, you have the Clash poster on? Ah, nice. I appreciate that. This fucking drawing is sort of. We'll do Doctor Doom last. We'll do that other character first. It's Rue from Threads of Fate. Does anyone know this? Yeah, Rue from Threads of Fate. That's the character we're gonna do next. I'm unfamiliar with this character, but you started in February. Kind of expected you to be able to draw figures and poses by now without reference. I mean, everybody learns at a different speed, though. Everyone learns at different speed, and then it's like it doesn't. It depends on how well. Like, a lot of people don't even know how to study. Does that make sense? Like, a lot of people don't know how to. It's not like you're gonna sit down, watch some YouTube videos, and that's it for everybody. You know. Um, Sometimes you have good days and bad days. Like when I'm tired, sometimes I can't draw shit when I'm tired. Sometimes next morning I'll wake up and I'll just do a whole, you know. Uh, yeah, How to Draw by Scott Robertson is one of my favorite books. Um, Actually, all Scott Robertson stuff is just fun to read in general. Um, but in regards to drawing people, I like Figure Drawing for All It's Worth by Loomis. That's the generic book that everyone goes to, and there's a reason. I like it a lot. All right, so I'm unfamiliar with this character, so let me look up a couple references. of this character and try to get a feel for them. They have a big weapon. That's fun. This can't. This character that we're gonna draw is from a video game from like the early PlayStation era. Do you know from JRPGs back in the day? They always had like those Digimon proportions. The characters, they'd be short, but they'd have really big feet, really big hands, and they'd have like oversized weapons. The whole Kingdom Hearts era. So I really like this character's design. So I don't want to change their proportions because they have like those Mickey Mouse feet and Mickey Mouse style hands, and I feel like if we change the proportions to be more like correct, it'll lose a lot of that character's charm. So we're just gonna keep it as is. Yeah, How to Draw by Scott Robertson is one of my favorite books. I mean, as with most people. I have it right here. I have it right here all the time, right next to me. Well, I have all my books right next to me, but How to Draw is always like somewhere near the top because I'll have always just pulled it out at some point. Let's see. And then we'll have his weapon, which is like the size of his body. He holds it. It's like a sword. It's like a thin grip. Oh, it's about that big. Okay. Um. So I don't know how figure drawing for all it's worth is a great starting place for drawing people. Um. How to Draw by Scott Robertson has a very comprehensive perspective breakdown. Um. If you want to get more into like very detailed, and you know what, there's a series of books that are very very easy to read and they're very very inexpensive. Um, there's a whole Morpho series of books. And the good thing about the Morpho books is one, they're inexpensive and they're really comprehensive because they're small, but they're separated in topics, so you don't have to commit to like. Have you ever seen the Stonehouse anatomy book? So like, you ever see the Stonehouse? Oh shit, my bad. Oh, so you ever see the Stonehouse anatomy book, where it's just like uh, there's like so much going on in there. Yeah, there's like because it has like everything in it. It could be a little overwhelming if you're just getting started. Versus if you have the my bad, I'm not trying to shake because the bookshelf actually has the camera mount on it. Versus if you have the Morpho books, they come in individual subjects, so you don't actually need to. You know what I mean? Like I think it's a little nicer because you're just like, all right, well, today I needed to learn simple forms, so then you're just gonna work in that one book. You know what I mean? It'll be easier to take notes and put post-its and stuff in it. Like, oh, I want to work in feet. And there's just one little book for that, and it's not. And it's really cheap, you know. So I feel like that could be a little less overwhelming than getting. Well, this is a very advanced book, but I mean, um, I have one of these to use, one of them to keep. I have one of them in the plastic case still. I'm not gonna lie. I only ordered one. They sent me two. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna use one and I'm gonna keep the other one. It's still in the original packaging. So we'll see what happens with the value of that thing. I don't know where the second one came from. Like I bought one. It must have been a clerical error on their part because I ordered one and they came at different times. They arrived at different times. So ultimately, you don't actually need to buy books because everything is online. If you really, because I prefer books because I just like having books. Even my planner, my daily planner is still analog. But if you don't feel like buying books, you don't feel like spending money, you can just get everything, all the information online. I'm not talking about pirating stuff, though you can do that. I just mean like you could just find tutorials online. Proco, Proco on YouTube. New Masters Academy on YouTube. I'm sure you're already familiar with that. Uh, okay. He's got those Mickey Mouse proportions. I want to keep that. We don't want to lose those proportions. Yeah, if you're the type of person who could learn by watching like YouTube videos and stuff, I highly recommend you exhaust all your free options before you start buying like books and online courses and stuff, you know. Um I need the physical thing in front of me. Like I could learn online by watching, YouTube videos, but it's not optimal for me. My brain just like switches off. And it's not even that I get distracted by like things on the internet. I just like I don't know. I just like I can't zone out. Like my eyes are like, whereas you put a book in front of me, I'll be like, yeah, like. So I'm not trying to fight. I'm not even gonna fight my. I'm not gonna fight my instincts. I just go with it. Oh yeah, he's good too. Uh, I haven't. His stuff hasn't popped up in my feed in like years, right? Um, the last time I was watching his videos, he there's like a series of artists on YouTube who speak more about like I don't want to say philosophical, but they're more into like ideals of being artists of like why you should do this, how this like how studying like this will do it. I'm just like okay, but like how about you just like I'm very much more of a technical like instructional kind of person. Like that's the kind of videos I vibe with. I mean watching um like videos where artists talk about like why you should master study versus like okay here we're going to do a master study. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between that. Like I don't know. It's just me. I don't got time to like watch videos of people talking about why you should do something. How about you just fucking show me? Get let's just do it. Yeah, and I know, and I don't know what kind of videos he's doing now because he hasn't shown up in my feed in a few years. But last I saw, he was releasing a lot of videos like that, where he was more appealing to like the I don't want to say emotional. So you know what I'm fucking talking about? Okay, well that's good. Yeah, I mean it's been a long time since I've seen his stuff. Yeah, back in the day, it was like all in by back in the day. I'm talking about like fucking 2015, right? This was hella long ago. He had like all instructional stuff, and it was awesome. And then eventually, he kind of eased into that area, and I was like, I can't watch this anymore. But I have personal bias against videos like that, so that's just me. This character has a lot of stuff going on with their, with their design. They have like 5 layers of clothes. They got like 4 belts on them. Looks cool though. Yeah, but I mean, ultimately, all that YouTube stuff is free, right? So I mean, why not? Oh wait, I thought he was wearing a skirt. It's like really baggy shorts. Do you think the hands should be a little bit bigger? That like Kingdom Hearts look. Just a little bit. See, this needs to be bigger here. See, I messed up the proportions. He's probably go about right here. Hold on. I'm texting with my wife right now. All right, everyone. Appreciate y'all hanging out. It's like 5 a.m. for me right now. I'll have to go take care of all this domestic stuff. I was hoping we could finish these. I don't know why I thought I could finish all these in an hour and a half. There's 3 of them, but yeah. Thank you guys for hanging out. 5 a.m. my time. I have like a bunch of domestic stuff I have to take care of, and then not sure what time we will come back on to finish other work that I have on stream at some point later today. So if you're new here, welcome to the super inconsistent live stream schedule of Christopher, but that's how it is. But yeah. In the YouTube chat, Valeria, thank you for coming through. If you have any questions, always feel free to just drop by the chat and like just ask. That's why that's why you have me here. So and then YouTube chat, I appreciate it. The 12-hour spooky live stream where we'll do some body horror studies. I have that scheduled in at some point this week. I just need to fucking get that all scheduled out because I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Yeah. Anyway, thank you. Inktober starts tomorrow. Well, there's the alarm. See? Inktober starts tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you then.